In this video, we're going to talk about Black Manta's Manta Ray, which is this laser beam attack. And this move has a very unique property that I haven't really seen on any move that NRS has introduced. It's if this move ever makes contact, whether it's on hit or block, the remaining hits, even if the character's out of range, will always connect. For example, you can see from here, the ray doesn't hit Superman, but if I clip Superman with the furthest possible range, you'll see that the remaining 4 hits always hit. So it's always consistent. You're not going to clip the opponent with the first hit and then the rest will whiff and then your opponent could possibly punish you. This also applies if the opponent is blocking, of course. So if they ever block any part of the Manta Ray, they're going to be forced to block all 4 parts of it. This move does great amount of chip. As you can see, Superman's health bar, it does 5.5% chip, which is amazing for closing out a round and chipping out. And it builds a great amount of meter too. For example, you can see how much meter it builds. It builds around 30% of a bar. You can also combine the meter building with strings. So if you guys look at the meter below, you can see doing that into this builds a little bit more than 60% of a bar, which is very good if you're trying to build some meter. And if you want to use the EX part of the laser, which he shoots a mid-range laser attack that does additional chip, it'll do 7% in total. And if you look at the meter below, you can see that I technically used half of a bar to use the EX laser off that string. Now, like I mentioned earlier, the laser is very good for chipping, and you can abuse it on certain characters that have trouble punishing. For example, some characters that don't have fast range reaching normals, like characters like Grodd, Firestorm and such, aren't really going to be able to punish you for much damage when you're using laser on them on strings and such. So you can abuse the laser on them to chip them and build meter. The best way to make your laser hard to punish on block is by using standing 3. So if you're looking to do some chip, what you can do is you can knock your opponent down, space out your standing 3 on their wake up, and then as soon as they get up to block it, just to show you guys, I'm gonna put myself as Superman and record Black Manta doing a spaced standing 3 into laser. So as Superman, I block it, but I'm completely out of range to punish it because of the pushback. This pretty much makes it safe against a lot of characters now, because Superman doesn't really have a way to punish that, and his 4-2, which is one of the best mids in the game, completely whiffs. So if you space his laser off his standing 3, you can make it incredibly difficult for a lot of characters in the cast to punish. You can also do the same thing with his down 1. His down 1 has great range. So I'm going to apply the same thing, but to his down 1 this time. So here you can see I do down 1 spaced into laser, and Superman is out of range just like standing 3 to punish it. So on a lot of characters, you can, space your down 1 in neutral and do the laser if you're trying to get some chip, or use standing 3 and take 5.5% of their life away. And if you want, you could also EX it to do 7% of the life. So the lasers are going to start to add up if you start using them well and know your spots on when you want to chip your opponent safely. Now, because the laser is a fast 4 hitting attack, it'll break all armor attacks on pretty much any meter burn back during the game. It'll also shred through armor attacks that characters have like Bane because of how fast the multi-hits are. There's certain strings where Black Manta can't combo off using his teleport or his float cancel. And one of the strings is this. So in the corner, if you hit your opponent with this string, which is 2-1, you can confirm that into laser. And when they get hit by the laser, you're +2 in hit, which means you can use your 7-frame down 1 into laser, and the opponent will be forced to block the down 1 because you're +2, which means it comes out 5 frames. And they're going to be forced to deal with the laser again, which will do another additional chip. And down 1 into laser cannot be interrupted by pokes. There's a 5-frame gap between down 1 and laser. So no character in the game can poke out of that. So combining some of Black Manta's tools together, you can do some crazy chip setups like this. That's it for the Black Manta tips breakdown. Hope you guys find this useful and add some of the stuff to your game if you didn't know about it.